The rain pounded against the window of our cramped Brooklyn apartment like it was trying to break in, mirroring the storm raging inside me. I had just come back from a disastrous date, soaked to the bone, my heart bruised from yet another guy who ghosted mid-conversation. As I fumbled with my keys, the door swung open, and there was Luke, my straight roommate, standing there with that easy grin, towel drying his hair after a shower, unaware that in that split second, my world was about to tilt. Luke pulled me inside, laughing at my drenched state. "Dude, you look like a drowned rat. Get in here before you flood the hallway." I tried to laugh it off, but as I stepped forward, my wet sneakers slipped on the hardwood floor. I went down hard, arms flailing, and crashed right into him. His strong arms caught me instinctively, wrapping around my waist to steady me. Our faces were inches apart, his breath warm on my cheek. Time froze. Then, in a voice so low it was almost a dream, he whispered, "Your lips, they taste sweet." Wait, what? Had I imagined that? No, because his eyes widened in shock, like he'd just realized what he'd said and done. I pulled back, heart hammering, pretending it was nothing. "Thanks for the save, man. Slippery floors, right?" Luke nodded, rubbing the back of his neck, his cheeks flushing under that perpetual 5 o'clock shadow. He was the epitome of straight college jock, tall, broad-shouldered, with messy brown hair and a laugh that filled rooms. We'd been roommates for a year now, ever since I answered his Craigslist ad for a shared 2-bedroom in Bushwick. I was the quiet graphic designer, openly gay but low-key about it, while he was the marketing major, always talking about his ex-girlfriends and weekend bar hops with the guys. No drama, no tension, until now. That night, I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, replaying the moment. His whisper echoed in my mind. Lips tasted sweet. We hadn't even kissed. It must have been a brush, an accident. But why say that? Was it a joke? Luke wasn't the type to mock my sexuality. He'd been cool from day one, even defending me once when a mutual friend made a dumb comment. Still, doubt crept in. What if he was messing with me? Or worse, what if it meant something more? I shook it off. He was straight. End of story. The next morning, the apartment smelled like fresh coffee and bacon. Luke's peace offering, I guessed. He was at the stove, flipping strips with a spatula, humming some old rock tune. "Morning, sleepyhead," he called without turning. "Made breakfast. Figured you needed it after last night's epic fail." I hesitated in the doorway, but hunger won out. We ate at the tiny kitchen table, chatting about nothing, work, the Mets game, the neighbor's yappy dog. But there was an undercurrent, a silence that hung between bites. Finally, I couldn't hold it in. "About last night, what you said, was that like a thing?" He froze, fork midway to his mouth. "What? Oh man, I don't even remember. Must have been the beer talking or something." But he hadn't been drinking. His eyes darted away, focusing on his plate. "Forget it, Jake. Just a weird moment." Jake. That's me, Jacob Miller, 24, trying to make it in the city with freelance gigs and a side hustle at a coffee shop. Luke Thompson, 25, with his corporate internship and gym routine. We were polar opposites, but it worked. Or it had. As days turned into weeks, the incident faded, or so I thought. But little things started shifting. Luke began lingering in the living room when I watched my shows, asking questions about the plots with genuine interest. He'd text me during the day, "Grabbed your favorite bagels on the way home." One evening, after a long shift, I came back to find him cooking dinner. Pasta with marinara, my go-to comfort food. "Thought you could use a break," he said casually. I thanked him, but inside, alarms blared. Was this friendship evolving, or was I reading too much into it? Then came the party. Our mutual friend Sarah threw a rooftop bash in Williamsburg. The city lights twinkled below, music thumped, and drinks flowed. Luke was his usual charismatic self, flirting with a group of girls, but his eyes kept finding me across the crowd. I was talking to a cute guy named Tim, laughing at his jokes, when Luke appeared, slinging an arm around my shoulders. "Hey, this is my roommate, Jake. Best guy I know." Tim raised an eyebrow and the vibe shifted. Later, as we walked home, Luke was quiet. "That Tim dude seemed into you. he muttered. Yeah, maybe. Why? I asked, heart pounding. He shrugged. Just be careful. Some guys are jerks. Pot, meat kettle? But I let it slide. The turning point hit like a freight train. It was a Friday night. We'd ordered pizza and were binge-watching a sci-fi series. Halfway through, Luke paused the TV. Jake, can I ask you something personal? His voice was serious, no trace of his usual banter. Sure, I said, bracing myself. How did you know? You were gay? Like, was there a moment or? He trailed off, staring at his hands. I took a breath. It wasn't one moment. More like pieces fitting together. Crushes on guys in school, feeling different. Why? He hesitated. Lately I've been confused. About stuff. My pulse raced. Was this about that whisper? Before I could respond, he leaned in, his hand brushing mine. That night when you slipped. It wasn't nothing. I felt something. The room spun. Luke, you're straight. You've dated girls forever. I know, he whispered. But maybe I'm not as straight as I thought. Our eyes locked, and in that vulnerability, I saw fear of what this meant for him, for us. The confession opened a floodgate. Over the next days, we talked endlessly. Luke admitted he'd always felt a pull toward guys but buried it under societal expectations. His conservative family in Texas, his frat boy image in college. My dad would disown me, he said one night, voice cracking. And my friends. They'd think I'm lying or something. I listened, my own emotions a whirlwind. I liked him, more than liked, but pursuing this felt like walking a tightrope over a chasm of potential heartbreak. Society's shadows loomed large. At work, I overheard colleagues gossiping about a gay coworker, their tones laced with judgment. It reminded me of my own coming out. Supportive friends, but family tensions that still lingered. For Luke, it was amplified. We kept things platonic, but the tension built. Stolen glances, accidental touches, each one electric. One afternoon, we went for a run in Prospect Park. Panting under the trees, Luke stopped. Jake, what if we tried? Just us, seeing where it goes. My heart soared, but doubt nagged. Was he ready? Was I risking our friendship? I want to, I admitted. But you have to be sure. This isn't a phase. He nodded, determination in his eyes. I'm scared, but yeah, I'm sure. And so, tentatively, we began. Quiet dates, coffee shops, walks along the East River. No labels, just exploring. But whispers of conflict stirred. Luke's phone buzzed constantly with texts from his ex, Lisa, who sensed something off. You're acting weird, she messaged. He brushed it off, but guilt ate at him. The first major clash came at a family video call. His mom asked about dating, and he dodged, mentioning me as just the roommate. Stung, but I understood. Still, it planted seeds of resentment. When are you going to tell them? I asked later. Soon, he promised, but soon stretched. Meanwhile, our bond deepened. Late nights sharing dreams. Me about starting my own design firm, him about traveling the world. His laugh became my favorite sound, his touch a comfort. Yet the world intruded. A news story about anti-LGBT legislation in the South hit home for him. What if my family cuts me off? He worried. I held him. We'll figure it out. Together. But doubt crept in for me too. Was I pushing him? Friends noticed changes. Sarah teased about our bromance. But her eyes held questions. One night, at a bar, a drunk guy made a homophobic slur. Luke tensed but said nothing, pulling me away. Why didn't you stand up? I asked later, hurt. I wasn't ready, he admitted. I'm sorry. The apology mended it, but fractures appeared. As summer faded, so did the honeymoon phase. Luke's internship demanded more time, and stress mounted. He snapped at small things, retreating into himself. I gave space, but loneliness gnawed. Then, Lisa showed up unannounced. She knocked on our door one evening, all smiles and hugs for Luke. Surprise! Thought we'd catch up. Her eyes flicked to me, sensing the shift. Dinner was awkward. Her reminiscing about old times, Luke laughing nervously. me forcing politeness. After she left, he sighed. That was weird. Yeah, I said. Because she still thinks you're hers. He flinched. Jake, it's you I want. But this is hard. I know, I whispered. But inside, insecurity bloomed. The explosion came weeks later. Luke's dad called, pressuring him about settling down with a nice girl. Luke hung up, frustrated, and lashed out at me over a minor argument about chores. You don't get it. My life's not as easy as yours. Easy, I shot back. I fought for who I am every day. You're the one hiding. He stormed out, slamming the door. Hours later, he returned, apologetic. I don't want to lose you, he said, pulling me close. We reconciled, but the wound lingered. Society's pressures amplified. At a pride event I dragged him to, he was uncomfortable, scanning for familiar faces. What if someone from work sees? He whispered. Then own it, I urged. But he couldn't, not yet. Fall brought crisp air and mounting tension. Our relationship, once a secret haven, now felt like a pressure cooker. Luke started therapy, recommended by a mutual friend, to unpack his confusion. It's helping, he told me after the first session. But it's stirring up stuff from childhood. My dad's expectations, being the man of the house after mom's divorce. I nodded, supportive, but envy flickered. Why couldn't he share that vulnerability publicly? My own world wasn't immune. At my coffee shop job, a regular customer, an older gay man named Paul, noticed my distraction. Boy troubles? He asked with a knowing smile. I confided vaguely, and he shared his story, coming out in the 80s, losing friends but gaining authenticity. Love's worth the fight, kid, but only if both are fighting. His words haunted me. Was Luke fighting or fleeing? A weekend trip to the Catskills was meant to reconnect. We rented a cabin, hiked trails, built fires. Under starlit skies, Luke opened up. I love you, Jake. For real. The words melted me. We kissed soft, tentative, full of promise. No rush, just emotion. But on the drive back, reality crashed in. His phone rang, his sister inviting him home for Thanksgiving. Bring a date, she teased. Panic flashed in his eyes. I can't. Not yet. Then when? I pressed. He gripped the wheel. Give me time. Time became our enemy. As holidays neared, Luke grew distant. Calls from family increased, laced with subtle homophobia. Jokes about those liberals in New York. He laughed them off on the phone but vented to me later. They'd never accept this. Then maybe they don't deserve you, I said. But he shook his head. They're family. The conflict peaked at a dinner with friends. Sarah hosted and talk turned to relationships. When pressed, Luke described us as best buds. Hurt boiled over. In the cab home, I confronted him. Am I just your secret? No, he insisted. But outing myself, it's huge. For me too, I countered. I'm out proud. Hiding feels like shame. Tears welled in his eyes. I'm trying, Jake. Please. We made up, but unease lingered. Then, the bombshell. Lisa texted him, confessing she wanted to reunite. Luke showed me, deleting it immediately. I don't want her, but it made me think. What if I'm bi, or pan? Labels scare me. We explored that, researching, talking. It brought us closer, but external forces pulled. At work, Luke's boss made a casual anti-gay remark in a meeting. Luke stayed silent, later regretting it. I should have spoken up. Why didn't you? I asked gently. Fear, he admitted. Of losing my job, my future. I understood jobs in marketing could be cutthroat. But it highlighted our divide. I'd risked everything coming out, he was still calculating costs. A ray of hope came via a support group. I convinced Luke to attend a bi-curious meetup. Anonymously, he shared his story, finding solidarity. There are others like me, he said excitedly, struggling with fluidity. Proud, I hugged him. See? You're not alone. But society bit back. Walking hand in hand in the village, a passerby muttered slurs. Luke dropped my hand, face paling. "Let's not," he whispered. Hurt, I nodded. But inside, resentment grew. Thanksgiving arrived. Luke flew home alone, promising to hint at changes. I spent the day with friends, but loneliness gnawed. His texts were sparse, family stuff intense. When he returned, he was withdrawn. Dad grilled me about girls. I lied, said I was seeing someone casual. Someone, I echoed. A girl, he clarified, ashamed. Betrayal stung. So I'm erased? I'm sorry, he pleaded. It was easier. Easier than truth? I snapped. The fight escalated. Words flew, accusations of pressure, of cowardice. He stormed to his room. I crashed on the couch. Morning brought apologies, but the rift widened. As winter set in, small acts rebuilt. Cooking together, movie nights. Luke came out to Sarah, our first ally. Her support buoyed him. She's cool with it, he beamed. Encouraged, he planned to tell more. But then, disaster, his dad visited unexpectedly. Mr. Thompson, a burly Texan with a firm handshake, arrived for a business trip. Luke panicked, begging me to act normal. I agreed, but tension simmered. Over dinner at a steakhouse, his dad probed. Any ladies in your life, son? Luke hesitated. Actually, Dad, I'm seeing someone. Jake. Silence. His dad's face hardened. Jake? Your roommate? What the hell? Explanations tumbled out. Love, confusion, truth. His dad exploded. This is a phase. You've been brainwashed by this city. I defended us, but he stormed out. Luke crumpled. He'll never forgive me. We held each other, but the damage was done. In the aftermath, Luke withdrew further. Therapy helped, but doubts resurfaced. What if he's right? What if I'm just confused? You're not, I insisted, but his words echoed my fears. The new year dawned cold and unforgiving, much like the chill settling between us. Luke's dad's rejection hit hard. He cut off contact. No calls, no texts. Luke spiraled, questioning everything. Maybe I rushed this, he confessed one night, staring out the window at the snow-blanketed streets. Rushed, I echoed, heart sinking. We've been careful. But look at the cost, he said. Family, friends. Is it worth it? I wanted to scream yes, but instead, I listened. His pain was real, years of conditioning clashing with newfound feelings. Society's blueprint for normal loomed large, amplified by media stories of divided families over sexuality. To cope, we sought community. We attended more meetups, where Luke met others navigating similar paths. One guy, Mark, shared his bi journey, married to a woman, then realizing attraction to men. It's fluid, Mark said. Own it at your pace. Inspired, Luke opened up to a coworker who surprisingly supported him. Not everyone's a bigot, he told me, hope flickering. But backlash came swiftly. Word spread at his office. Whispers turned to stares. His boss pulled him aside. Keep personal stuff out of work. Subtle but discriminatory. Luke fumed but complied, fearing repercussions. At home, we clashed over visibility. I wanted to attend a local LGBT rally. He balked. Too public, he argued. Public is the point, I countered. Hiding perpetuates shame. He relented, joining reluctantly. Amid chants and signs, he held my hand. A small victory. But a news clip captured us. His sister saw, calling in tears. Dad's furious. Thinks you're corrupting Luke. The call devastated him. My family's fracturing because of me. Because of bigotry, I corrected. But guilt consumed him. He started pulling away. Later nights at work, fewer touches. I confronted him. Are you regretting us? No, he insisted. Just overwhelmed. I gave space, focusing on my designs. A big client commissioned a project on inclusivity, ironic timing. Pouring emotions into art helped, but loneliness crept in. Then, Lisa reappeared. She messaged Luke, offering support amid the family drama. He met her for coffee. Just to talk, he said. Jealousy flared, but I trusted him. Upon return, he was pensive. She thinks I should take time, figure things out alone. Alone? I asked, alarmed. Maybe, he whispered, to see if this is real. Heartbreak hit. So experiment with me, then bail? It's not like that, he protested. I love you, but the pressure. We argued, voices rising. He left for a walk. I cried alone. Reconciliation came, but fragility remained. We decided on couples counseling, a neutral space to unpack. The therapist, Dr. Reyes, was empathetic. Transitions take time, she said. Communication is key. Sessions revealed depths. Luke's fear of abandonment, my insecurity from past rejections. We grew closer, but external storms raged. Spring brought renewal and crisis. Luke's dad emailed, demanding he straighten out or lose inheritance. Cruel, manipulative. Luke agonized. It's not about money. It's control. Cut ties if needed, I urged. But he couldn't. Family bonds ran deep. At a bar with friends, tension boiled. A guy flirted with me. Luke snapped, jealous. Back off, he growled. Later, he apologized. Seeing that scared me. Losing you. Then fight for us, I pleaded. He nodded, resolute. The next day, he called his dad, standing firm. This is who I am, accept or not. His dad hung up, but Luke felt empowered. First step, he said. Progress continued. He came out to more friends. Most supported, a few distanced. Society's mixed bag, acceptance in bubbles, rejection elsewhere. Our love deepened amid chaos. Picnics in Central Park, whispered dreams. But a controversial twist loomed. Luke admitted lingering attraction to women. Does that change things? He asked. No, I said. If you're with me, that's what matters. But it sparked debate in our circle. Sarah questioned, is he really gay, or using you to explore? Defensive, I shut it down, but doubt seeded. The climax hit at Pride Month. We marched together. Luke waved a bi flag, proud. Cameras flashed. A viral photo spread. His workplace saw, support poured in, but so did trolls online. Harsh comments. Fake bi. Confused straight guy. Shook him. Maybe they're right. No, I insisted. You define you. But the noise amplified internal conflict. Summer heat waves mirrored our intensifying drama. The viral photo brought unexpected allies and enemies. Luke's sister reached out, supportive despite family rift. I love you no matter what, she texted. It lifted him, but his dad's silence weighed heavy. Professionally, opportunities arose. My design work on LGBT themes caught attention. A gallery offered a show. Luke encouraged, show the world your talent. His marketing skills helped promote it, but personally cracks widened. Luke confided in therapy about what ifs. What if he missed dating women? It's not cheating thoughts, he clarified. Just curiosity. Understanding, but pained. I suggested openness. If you need space. No, he said. I choose you. Choice became central. Society debated fluidity, articles on by erasure, pressure to pick a side. Luke felt caught. Gay community sometimes doubts by guys, he noted. True. Even at events, subtle judgments surfaced. A friend quipped, watch out, he might swing back. It infuriated me. Love isn't a team sport. The gallery opening was a high. Friends gathered. Luke beamed by my side. But Lisa crashed, congratulating us awkwardly. Later, she cornered Luke. You're throwing away normalcy. He rebuffed her. This is my normal. Proud, I kissed him publicly, our boldest move. But backlash followed. Online hate targeted us. Luke's work email flooded with complaints. His boss warned, tone it down. Discrimination stung. This city's supposed to be progressive, he ranted. It is, but not everywhere, I said. To escape, we vacationed in the Hamptons, borrowed a friend's beach house. Waves crashing, we reconnected. No matter what, you're my anchor, Luke whispered. Yet, upon return, reality bit. His dad finally called. Ultimatum. End this nonsense or you're out of the will. Luke hung up, tears streaming. He's forcing a choice. Choose yourself, I urged. He did, blocking the number. Liberation mixed with grief. As fall approached, stability seemed within reach. Luke embraced his bi identity, joining advocacy groups. We discussed future, moving in fully commitment. But a twist. An ex-girlfriend from college contacted him, pregnant, claiming possible paternity. Shockwave. Tests confirmed. Not his. Relief, but the scare unearthed fears. What if I want kids the traditional way? We talked deeply. We can adopt, surrogate, options exist. He nodded, but uncertainty lingered. Society's gaze intensified. A local news piece featured us as modern love story, but comments debated, is forcing a straight guy gay ethical? It sparked arguments. Friends divided. Some cheered. Others questioned Luke's authenticity. In a heated dinner debate, Sarah asked, Jake, are you okay if he explores elsewhere? No, I admitted. Monogamy for me. Luke agreed, but tension mounted. The breaking point. Luke attended a bi conference alone. He returned distant. Met someone. A guy who gets the struggle. Jealousy flared. Did something happen? No, he swore. But it made me wonder if I'm ready for this commitment. Heart-shattering. I asked, do you want out? Tears fell. I don't know. We took a break, separate rooms, space to think. Days blurred in agony. I threw myself into work, he into therapy. Reunion came via a letter Luke wrote. I love you, but fear's winning. Maybe we need time apart. Devastated, I agreed. He moved to a sublet. Loneliness engulfed. Friends consoled, but loss ached. Months passed. We texted sporadically, check-ins, memories. Then, a chance encounter at a coffee shop. Luke looked worn. I miss you, he admitted. Me too, I said. We talked growth realizations. He'd reconciled with his sister, started mending with dad. Therapy helped. I'm bi proud. But I hurt you. Forgiven, I whispered. Tentatively, we rebuilt as friends first. Winter returned, blanketing the city in quiet reflection. Luke and I navigated our new normal. Coffee meetups, shared laughs, no pressure. He'd found a new apartment in Queens, focusing on career advancement. I threw myself into my art, channeling pain into pieces that explored identity and love's complexities. The gallery show extended. Critics praised its raw emotion, but echoes of us lingered. Society's debates raged on. Bills on LGBT rights, stories of coming out triumphs and tragedies. Luke volunteered at a youth center, mentoring confused teens. Helps me heal, he said over lunch. One evening he shared, Dad's talking to me again. Slow, but progress. Proud of you, I replied sincerely. As spring bloomed, feelings resurfaced. A mutual friend's wedding brought us together, dancing, reminiscing. I've grown, Luke whispered. Ready now. Cautious, I asked. For what? Us, if you'll have me. Heart swelling but lessons learned. No hiding. Promise, he vowed. We restarted slowly, dates, openness. Luke came out fully at work. Support outweighed backlash. His dad visited, awkward but civil. Still adjusting, he admitted. Our bond strengthened, forged in fire. Conflicts arose, jealousies, family tensions, but we communicated, compromised. A year later, we moved in together again, this time as partners. Society evolved to more acceptance, though battles remained. Looking back, the journey was messy, full of choices that sparked debate. Pushing boundaries, challenging identities. In the end, love prevailed. But was it right to pursue a connection that upended someone's world? Even if it led to truth? True or false? True love justifies the chaos it creates.